The cameras rolled live from the View set, capturing every angle of the polished, bustling morning talk show. The audience clapped politely, not yet aware of the storm about to erupt. Reba McEntire, the country music legend, sat poised in her seat, her hands neatly folded in her lap, her signature calm smile masking the nerves that churned beneath the surface. Across from her sat Joy Behar, known for her sharp wit and equally sharp tongue, sipping on her coffee with a mischievous glint in her eye. The discussion had started innocuously enough. The host asked about Reba's latest album and her upcoming tour, and for a few moments the conversation flowed smoothly. But then Joy leaned forward, her tone shifting from light-hearted teasing to pointed critique. "Reba, you know I love your music, but don't you think some of your lyrics are a bit outdated? I mean, times have changed. Don't you think it's time to adapt?" A polite chuckle escaped Reba, but there was a flicker of irritation in her eyes. She leaned back slightly, choosing her words carefully. "Joy, I appreciate your perspective, but my music reflects my experiences and the stories I want to tell. I don't feel the need to chase trends. My fans love me for my authenticity." The camera zoomed in on Joy's face. Her smirk turned into a sharp grin. "Authenticity is fine, Reba, but aren't you worried about staying relevant? Some people might say you're clinging to the past." The audience's applause died down, sensing the tension. Behind the scenes, producers whispered urgently to each other, unsure if this was going to be an uncomfortable bump or a full-blown clash. Reba's jaw tightened, her usual calm composure beginning to crack. Then Joy delivered the line that lit the fuse. "Honestly, Reba, I just don't get why anyone still listens to that old country twang in 2026. Don't you think it's a little sad?" A stunned silence fell over the set. Even the crew froze. Microphones poised, cameras rolling, capturing every second. Reba's eyes narrowed, her voice low but firm. "Sad? Joy? I've spent decades pouring my heart into music that helps people through real life. Maybe it's not for everyone, but it's real. And it matters." Joy tilted her head as if daring Reba to respond further. "Well, I guess some people need old-fashioned heartbreak stories in their lives." At that moment, Reba's patience snapped. She stood up abruptly, the chair screeching against the floor. "You know what, Joy? I've had enough of your disrespect. This conversation is over." Gasps echoed through the studio. The audience murmured in shock. The live feed caught Reba storming off the set, her heels clicking sharply against the floor as Joy sat frozen, mouth slightly open. The host tried to intervene, calling after her, but Reba had vanished behind the curtains, leaving a stunned silence and a set buzzing with questions. The viewers at home were left hanging, many tweeting furiously, trying to piece together what had just happened. Social media exploded with speculation. Did Reba quit the show? Did she get offended? Or was this something deeper? Little did anyone know, this was only the beginning of a scandal that would grip the entertainment world for days. Behind the scenes, Reba was pacing nervously, trying to collect her thoughts. Her team gathered around her, whispering reassurances. But the star was far from calm. "I can't believe she went there," Reba muttered, running a hand through her hair. "This isn't about music. It's personal. She's trying to provoke me." Her manager, David, nodded, his expression tense. "Reba, it's live TV. Sometimes people cross the line just to get a reaction. You did the right thing walking away." Reba shook her head. "It's not just that, David. Joy has been planting these subtle digs all season. I thought I could handle it, but today was different. I can't let her disrespect my legacy on national television." Meanwhile, Joy Behar, backstage with her co-hosts, was in her own world of triumph. She had watched Reba storm off, a sly smile spreading across her face. "Well, that escalated quickly," she whispered to Whoopi Goldberg, who raised an eyebrow. "I didn't think she'd actually walk out. But it's good TV, right?" But not everyone backstage shared Joy's amusement. Staffers were worried, checking cameras, monitoring the live feed, and preparing for the potential backlash. Reba's exit was trending within minutes on Twitter. Clips of the heated exchange were being shared and dissected, with fans taking sides. Some praised Reba for standing her ground. Others criticized her for overreacting. In the dressing room, Reba sat down, taking a deep breath. Her assistant handed her a bottle of water. "Are you okay, Reba?" "I'm fine. Mostly," she said, though her hands trembled slightly. "But this isn't just about tonight. There's history here. Joy's comments have been building up for months. I can't let it slide anymore. As the crew prepared to cut to a commercial break, whispers of a potential fallout began circulating. Legal teams were on standby. PR experts drafted statements. Reba's fanbase was rallying online, and the most shocking revelation was yet to come. Unbeknownst to the public, Reba had received a threatening message hours before the show, an anonymous note hinting that someone would try to humiliate her on live television. At first, she brushed it off as a prank, but now she realized the timing was too coincidental. Someone had orchestrated this to push her buttons, and it had worked. The tension backstage was palpable. Cameras caught glimpses of Reba composing herself, taking deep breaths, staring at the floor, and occasionally glancing toward the main stage. The audience, unaware of the backstage drama, was left in suspense, waiting for the next moment, while the staff scrambled to prevent the situation from spiraling out of control. Reba's mind raced. Who would want to provoke her like this? And why? The answers were buried somewhere in the tangled web of show politics, rivalries, and hidden grudges, and she was determined to find out. The cameras cut back to the set after the commercial break. Joy Behar sat smugly sipping her coffee, trying to maintain composure. The hosts attempted to resume the discussion, but the tension was thick enough to slice with a knife. Then, unexpectedly, Reba reappeared, her expression calm but her eyes burning with determination. "I've thought about what just happened," Reba said, her voice steady. "And I realized something. This isn't just about me or my music. It's about respect and boundaries. We all have the right to be heard, but no one has the right to belittle someone else on national television." The audience erupted into applause, many standing in support. Joy's confident smirk faltered, replaced by a defensive frown. "Reba, she began, but Reba held up her hand. "No." "Joy, I think it's time we move on from the attacks and actually have a conversation. Real conversation, not sarcasm or mockery." The hosts, sensing the opportunity for redemption, guided the discussion back to music and personal stories. Reba shared anecdotes from her career, the hardships she faced, and the inspiration behind her songs. Joy, slightly humbled, listened more than she spoke, realizing that her attempt to provoke had backfired. After the show, as the cameras stopped rolling, Reba addressed the mystery of the anonymous threat. Her producer revealed that security had traced the source to a disgruntled former employee trying to gain attention by creating drama. Reba shook her head, a mix of relief and exasperation washing over her. "Some people just don't know when to quit," she muttered. The story spread like wildfire across media platforms. Headlines screamed, "Reba McEntire stands her ground," and "Joy Behar provokes country star." Social media erupted with heated debates, fan videos, and reaction clips. Reba's reputation soared as a woman of principle and strength, while Joy faced criticism for her harsh approach. Yet, despite the chaos, Reba remained grounded. In a private interview later, she reflected, "I realized tonight that standing up for yourself is never wrong. Respect is everything, and sometimes the bravest thing you can do is walk away and come back stronger." By the end of the week, Reba's album sales had spiked. Media outlets praised her composure, and the episode became one of the most watched in the history of The View. The storm had passed, but the tension and suspense lingered in the minds of viewers. Proof that even in a polished, scripted world, real emotions and raw human reactions could capture the world's attention.